Chiefs Patrick Mahomes says Travis Kelce not acting like someone who may be going into their last ride. If Travis Kelce's current attitude is any indication of his future plans, Patrick Mahomes doesn't expect his longtime teammate to hang up his cleats after the upcoming NFL season. Mahomes, who has enjoyed a historic partnership with Kelce since becoming the Chiefs' starting quarterback in 2018, was recently asked about the 2025 season possibly being the final one for the future Hall of Fame tight end. "If it's the last ride, you would never know," Mahomes said of the 35-year-old Kelce. The way he's talking about football, the way he's talking about working and trying to be even better this year than he was last year. He doesn't seem like a guy that it's his last ride or he's tired of the job. He's in here. He's working. I know his body feels good. I think it feels better than even last year before going into last season. I think he's motivated to go out there and have an even better year. Kelce possibly having extra motivation makes sense when you consider how things went for him in 2024. While it was still a good season by most standards, 2024 was a dip below Kelce's typical output. His 823 receiving yards and 3 touchdown catches in the regular season represented his lowest totals since his rookie season way back in 2013. In the playoffs, Kelce came up big in Kansas City's divisional round win over Houston, catching 7 passes for 117 yards and a touchdown. But he caught just 6 passes for 58 yards in the Chiefs' final 2 games of the season. Kelce only caught 4 passes for 39 years in Kansas City's blowout loss to the Eagles in Super Bowl LIX. Worse than that, Kelce failed to give maximum effort on several plays. He admitted afterwards that he wasn't at his best during Kansas City's 40-22 loss. After a so-so 2024 season, it's clear that Kelce is motivated to return to his dominant self in 2025, regardless of whether or not it will be his last season in the NFL. Why this is likely Kelce's last ride? Kelce's flirt with retirement was one of the big stories of this offseason. On Super Bowl LAX opening night, he was asked where he would be in 3 years, and his response got Chiefs fans excited. "Where will I be in 3 years? Oh man, I don't know. Hopefully still playing football," Kelce said via Fox Sports. "I love doing this. I love coming into work every day. I feel like I still got a lot of good football left in me. We'll see what happens. I know I've been setting myself up for other opportunities in my life, and that's always been the goal, knowing that football only lasts for so long. You have to find a way to get into another career, into another profession. I've been doing that in the off seasons, but for the most part, I plan on being a Kansas City Chief and playing football." However, just days later, NFL media reported that Kelce's decision could hinge on the final result of Super Bowl LAX. Some speculated a loss to the Eagles could motivate Kelce to return for a 13th season, while a win in the first three-peat in Super Bowl history could lead Kelce to retire atop the sports world. Kansas City was, of course, boat raced by Philadelphia 40-22. Chiefs general manager Brett Veach appeared to spill the beans on Kelce's future at the 2025 NFL Scouting Combine, telling reporters that he believes Kelce is fired up about playing the final year of his contract. "I think we left it as he'd be back, and we're excited to get him back and get him going," Veach said via Front Office Sports. Kelce made it official that same week, sending a text to Pat McAfee, which was read aloud on his show. "I'm coming back for sure. Gonna try to get into the best shape I've been this offseason and get back to the mountaintop," Kelce wrote via ESPN. "Got a real bad taste in my mouth with how I played in that last game and with how I got the guys ready for battle. I can't go out like that." In March, Kelce revealed on his New Heights podcast that it was actually the Super Bowl loss which motivated him to keep playing. "It was probably the biggest factor," Kelce said of his decision to return per NFL.com. "I mean, it's a pretty cool way to go out, but I just think I would still have this love for the game. I think I would have thought about it more if we would have won." It appears Kelce was definitely considering retirement. Not only does Kelce turn 36 in October, but he had one of his worst statistical seasons in 2024 and is entering the final year of his contract. Odds are this is probably his last season, regardless if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl or not. Where Kelce ranks all-time among Ts, is Kelce the best tight end in NFL history? There's evidence to support that narrative. Sure, Kelce benefited from an NFL aerial revolution and played with one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. He was a versatile weapon himself, and his ability to find the open spaces in the defense is something that has helped the Chiefs win Super Bowls. As it stands now, Kelce is the best receiving tight end in NFL history. His 69.4 receiving yards per game ranks one among all tight ends that have played at least 20 NFL games. Kelce also has the most 1,000-yard receiving seasons by a tight end all-time and the most 100-yard receiving games by a tight end with 38. His 12,151 career receiving yards rank third among all tight ends, but he's played nearly 100 fewer games than the two NFL legends ahead of him. In the humid haze of late summer training camp, while the Kansas City Chiefs practiced precision passes and plotted their pursuit of another Super Bowl, a question hovered in the air like mist over the Missouri River. Was this Travis Kelce's final ride? It had all the makings of a classic NFL farewell tour. Kelce, the charismatic tight end with a highlight reel that could stretch to the moon, was entering his 12th season. At 35, he had conquered more than most ever dream. Multiple Super Bowls, Pro Bowls, a Hall of Fame resume, and of course, a pop culture boost from his very public relationship with Taylor Swift. Retirement whispers grew louder. The media circled. Fans clung to every post and podcast, analyzing each laugh and limp. But if you ask Patrick Mahomes, the heart and rocket arm of the Chiefs, none of it tracks. Kelce. Mahomes scoffed in a recent interview, flashing that familiar boyish grin. He's not acting like someone on his last ride. The dude still dances through the locker room like it's his rookie year. He's out there trash-talking, cracking jokes, making one-handed catches like it's just another Tuesday. To Mahomes, the idea that Kelce was winding down felt like fiction. A storyline better suited for the movies than the gridiron. And maybe he's right, because when you watch Travis Kelce these days, you don't see a man slowing down. You see a legend still in the thick of his myth. The unfinished symphony. There's something poetic about Mahomes and Kelce. Quarterback and tight end, magician and maestro. Together, they've rewritten what it means to connect on the field like jazz musicians who don't even need to speak to know the next note. They've shared countless fourth-quarter comebacks and sideline celebrations, but their bond goes beyond routes and rehearsals. They're brothers in arms and rhythm and ambition, so maybe it makes sense that Mahomes isn't buying the retirement narrative. For him, Kelce is still the spark that lights up Arrowhead. He's still running routes in July heat like it's January in Vegas. I get why people are talking about it. Mahomes admits he's done so much. He could walk away tomorrow and be a legend forever. But when you're around him every day, you don't feel an ending. You feel momentum. Laughing in the face of time, maybe that's Kelce's secret. He laughs in the face of time. While other veterans groan through off-season drills, Kelce's the one cracking jokes during stretching. He's micked up on the sidelines, dropping sound bites that go viral before halftime. He's not soaking in nostalgia. He's soaking in the moment. If he is on his last ride, he hasn't told anyone. And that perhaps is the greatest sign of all. Some players announce retirement tours with tearful pressers and victory lap interviews. But Kelce, he'd rather run it back. One more touchdown. One more spike. One more roar from the crowd. The legacy that breathes. The truth is, Kelce has already left a mark that time can't erase. He redefined what a tight end could be. Part receiver, part freight train, all heart. He brought swagger to the position, made it cool to wear 87. But what if legacy isn't something you finish? What if it's something you live? That's how Mahomes sees it. Legacy isn't just what you leave behind, he says. It's what you keep building, and Trav's still building. Still grinding. Still dreaming.